Submission, opening, and abstracting of bids. In submission of bids, bids shall be submitted in 2 sealed envelopes with the name of the contract to be bids and the name of the bidder in a capital letter, and it should be addressed to the BAC or the designated procurement unit. The letter shall be marked by the bidder of "Do not open" before the date and the time of the bids. The first envelope shall contain the following. First is the authority of signing official, construction schedule and S-curve, the construction method, the organizational chart for the contract to be bid, the list of contractors' personnel with complete qualification, the person power schedule, the list of contractors' equipment unit, equipment utilization schedule, certificate of site inspection, bid security, the certification that the detailed estimates, cash flow, and payment schedules are in second envelope, the commitment from the contractor's bank to extend to him a credit line or a cash deposit certificate in the amount fixed by the office, agency, or corporation in the instruction to the bidders, which shall be at least equal to the operating cash flow requirement of the contract. Next is the construction safety and health program. And lastly, the other non-discretionary criteria as stated in the instruction to the bidder. Regarding the first envelope, the envelope shall be opened in public, and also a checklist shall be made in order to check the completeness of the submitted documents included in the first envelope. In case there is a missing documents to the first envelope, the BAC or the designated procurement unit shall disqualify the bidder and immediately return the second envelope unopened. The second envelope shall contain the following. First is the bid prices in the bill of quantities. Next, the detailed estimates including summary sheets indicating the price unit of the construction materials, labor rates, and equipment rentals. And lastly, the cash flow by quarter and payment schedule. About the second envelope shall be opened in public immediately after opening the first envelope, but only for the contractor that complied with the requirements in the first envelope. Bids shall be received on or before the designated time, and shall be opened at the place, date, and time in the advertisement. An authorized representative may attend opening of bids. Every page of the original copy of the bids received and read must be initialed by all members of BAC or the designated procurement unit and the auditor's representative. Take note, bids with submitted bid prices that exceeds the approved budget shall be disqualified. And now, let's tackle the abstracting of bids. Abstract of bids shall contain the following. First, the name of the project and its location, time and date, and of course the place of the bidding. Next is the name of bidders and their corresponding bids arranged from the approved budget for the contract to be bid and the amount of security and name of issuing entity. Let's discuss how the lowest calculated bid is being determined by the BAC or the designated procurement unit. In the determination of the lowest calculated responsive bid, BAC or the designated procurement unit shall determine the lowest calculated responsive bid, which is a bid first with a lowest price as calculated based on provision of detailed evaluation of bid, and next, which complies or responsive to all requirements in the post-qualification of contract. About the detailed evaluation of bids, BAC or the designated procurement unit, within 7 days from the date of opening of the bids, conduct a detailed evaluation of all bids using non-discretionary criteria in the notice for the pre-qualification or the eligibility screening and the instruction to the bidders, which shall include the following. First is the bid security. Next is the bid completeness. The major deviation, the correction for errors, discounts, and other modification, and lastly, the approved budget or the contract under bidding. At the time of the opening of bids, there shall be two competing bidders. In case there is only one, BAC or the DPU has option to either open the bids, which is the second envelope, and subsequently consider the loan bid for award provided that is complies with the requirements and does not exceed approved budget for the contract under bidding. Return the second envelope to the bidder and conduct rebidding through sealed canvas of at least 5 qualified contractors within 15 days from the date of the failed opening of bids. Bidder to be invited shall undergo and pass the same pre-qualification. And about the post-qualification of contractor with the lowest calculated bid, the BAC or the DPU shall within 15 days from the completion of the first step verify the pre-qualification statement of the lowest calculated bidder to be correct, relevant, and adequate to comply according to the following criteria. First criteria is the legal requirements. Next is the technical requirements. And lastly, the financial requirements. And now, let's move on to the awarding of contract. Awarding of contract can be by bid contract or by negotiated contract. First is the by bid contract. If the BAC or the DPU verify the contractor with the lowest calculated total bid past the post-qualification criteria, his bid shall be considered as the lowest calculated responsive bid. However, if the contractor was post-disqualified, the bidder shall have 7 days from the receipt of the said notification to request from the BAC or the DPU if he wishes a reconsideration for the decision. Considering that the first contractor post-disqualified, within 7 days the BAC or the DPU shall complete the same post-qualification to the second bidder. And if he passes the post-qualification, provided that the first bidder request for reconsideration is denied, the office, agency, or the corporation shall award the contract to the second contractor at his calculated bid. However, if the second contractor fails, another procedure shall be prepared for another bidder or for the next bidders. In event of refusal or failure of lowest calculated responsive bidder for award to enter the contract within stipulated time, the government shall impose the appropriate sanction provided in the new Section 5 Administrative Sanction. In the event of refusal, inability, or failure of the lowest calculated bidder to make good by his bid by entering into a contract or to post his performance security within the time provided, the second bidder shall be considered for the award. If after rebidding, no bid still come within the limit of award of contract prescribed, the contract may be recommended to the head of office, agency, or the corporation concerned for the prosecution by the administration or negotiated contract accordance to the existing laws, rules, and regulations. Within 30 days from the date the evaluation of bids shall have been completed, post-qualification of lowest calculated bidder to determine its responsiveness shall have been done, and a decision on the result shall be made. If the decision is to award the contract, notice of award shall be issued within 7 days. An additional info for foreign assisted projects, the decision to award the contract shall be transmitted to the concerned foreign financial institution, and the notice of award shall be issued by the concerned implementing agency. The successful bidder or his duly authorized representative shall execute to the contract with the office concerned within 15 days from the receipt of the notice of the award. Furthermore, the government reserves the right to reject any or all the bids and declare failure of bidding. To guarantee the faithful performance of the contractor under contract, he shall post upon the signing of contract of performance security in accordance with the following schedule. 5% of the total contract price is the cash, manager's check, cashier's check, a revocable letter of credit, and the bank draft, and about 10% of the total contract price for the bank guarantee, 30% of the total contract price for the surety bond. This performance security shall be posted in favor of the office, agency, or corporation concerned, and shall be guaranteed the payment of the amount of security as penalty in the event it is established that the contractor is in default of his obligation. Next, in the execution of performance security, the following conditions shall be complied with. First, it shall be executed in accordance with the form as prescribed by the concerned office, agency, or corporation. It shall be at least coterminous with final completion of the project. Next is the following provision shall form part of the performance security. The right to institute action on the penal bond pursuant to the Act of 3688 of any individual firm, partnership, corporation, and association supplying the contractor with the labor and material for the prosecution of the work is hereby acknowledged and confirmed. Next is the contractor shall post an additional performance security to cover any cumulative increase of more than 10% over the original value of the contract as a result of adjustment. In case of reduction in the contract value, and for partial work completed by the contractor and accepted by the government, and which in the judgment of the implementing department concerned shall not affect the structural integrity of the entire project, proportional reduction shall be allowed, provided that such reduction is more than 10% and the aggregate of such reduction is not more than 50% of the original performance security. Next is the awarding of contract by negotiated contract. Negotiated contract may be entered only where any of the following conditions exist and implementing office is not capable of undertaking the project administration. First is in times of emergency arising from natural calamities such as typhoon, floods, earthquakes, and many more. Failure to award the contract after 2 public biddings. Next is where the subject project is adjacent or contiguous to an ongoing project and economically prosecuted by the same contractor. And lastly, for the contract terminated in accordance with the provision of Presidential Decree number 1870. Bona fide contractors whose ARC, Pre-C, and other pre-qualification paper are on file with the CIAP, the office concerned, and who have been classified under the type of project where the subject contract are eligible to be invited for negotiation. Other contractors not previously qualified may also be accepted for pre-qualification.